here there be spoilers. Beware any you haven't read yet. Avast, ye viewers! Ge back, afore ye be spiled of this book.
Howdy, Graz back after a little bit of a absence. In case you didn't catch it by the amazing intro that we made today, there will be spoilers ahead. I mean, I'm not going to give away the whole plot or the ending. I mean, I do talk about it a little bit, but I won't, it's not like I'm going to read you the book. But this is going to be my review, as promised, of The Only Good Indians. In case I forgot, I think I did. GKBC. Anyway, this book is pretty darn good. I've never read a Stephen Graham Jones book before. I've heard a lot about him watching videos. And I do plan on reading more because I like his writing style and other things. So, also, my new friend, Bart J. Gilbertson, whose channel I will link below, just did an amazing review on this book, and I'm not trying to compete. I don't have pizzazz or that kind of showmanship. Well, anyway, since this is my first review, I thought that I would tell you how I do it. I don't do star ratings, but what we do here is inspired by Dave Musson at Dave Reads King, another channel who I will link below. I will also link his Instagram because he's always happy for a chat. But he does 19 reasons to read each Stephen King book, and that inspired me. So what we do in our book club is we give 5 reasons that we like a book and 5 reasons that we don't like a book. And sometimes we talk about our favorite characters. And then we combine it, and so that's inspired by him. So what I'm going to do here is I'll give you the 5 things that I liked the most, the 5 things that I disliked the most, which was hard to come up with for this book. I just want to point that out early, and then talk about my favorite character. So because we are limited in time and stuff, always, I will just jump right into it. So let's start with the negatives first, so we end on a positive note. The 5 things that I disliked. Number 1 was I didn't like how the book started. It starts with a character named Ricky, and he's basically screwed over hard by a herd of elk. And it doesn't make much sense until you actually get deeper into the book, which is fine once you get to that point, but it's hard to get into the first section because of what's going on here. So that was the first thing I disliked. And remember, please don't roast me. I mean, you can if you choose, but this is just my opinion. That's all anybody ever does, is their opinion. This isn't me saying this is how you need to look at this book. Number 2 is there's a bit of confusion regarding another character, Lewis, and his demise. I mean, obviously he dies, but the delivery was a touch convoluted, in that it happens so fast, and then some of it's like in a news article, and it's hard to follow. Number 3 is near the end, in the final battle, so to speak. There's too much of last 3 seconds. Oh, it's the last 3 seconds. And I get it because the girl it's her mantra, and Denora, it helps her, fight and survive and go, and it's a thing that she drilled into her, but it's done too much. It's not good repetition. Number 4, it took me out of the story a couple times that they were all connected by basketball. I mean, even at the even when Denora's playing the she-elk or elkhead woman in a game of basketball, basically for life, I just didn't understand why everybody's connected by basketball. I don't know. Maybe somebody can explain that to me. And then number 5 of my dislikes, and remember, I was really stretching here. So if these sound like petty complaints, they are. This book is very good, but it was too short. Some of the whines that I've said might have been able to be fixed if it was a bit longer. More pages, more words. Thank you. Okay, now let's get on to the positives. Number 1, I like the writing style. The different person narratives, the dialogue's engaging, it's thrilling, there's great suspense, especially near the end. Like, will she or won't she escape? It's very well done. You know, then there's a nice little twist near the end with a kid named Nathan. It's awesome. It's very well done. Number 2, I like the culture bits all throughout. You know, learning about the sweat lodge or the smokehouse, and helping the elders when they're old and infirm and can't get out. I mean, it's really a shame that these not civilizations, I guess, but that these tribes, well, it's a shame what happened to them. I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to get too political. Number 3, Lewis was pretty smart. He figured it out. He figured out what was coming after him. And I thought he was pretty smart in trying to, you know, kind of trick the person he thought it was. Yeah, he goes insane and, you know, does what he does. But I thought he was smart up to that point. Number 5, the ending was just all kinds of heart. Good and bad. You know, heart-wrenching, heart-breaking, heart-warming, heart-uplifting. It was a mastercraft of an ending. I'm going to get to that in just a minute. And the thing that I like the most about this book, really, is whenever the point of view was coming through the growing mind of the she-elk, or the elkhead woman, or her unthoughts, I guess, was brilliant. It was almost as if he was writing from a person's point of view that was just learning our planet, or at least this area. I mean, it was very, very well done, and that part really kept me going. Now, my favorite character of the book was elkhead woman, she-elk, mama elk, baby elk. She was all of those things. She was, every time she was on the page, it was unput-downable. She had so much drive and will to survive and make right the crime that had happened to her. Which the crime that had happened to her was she had been shot while pregnant, and her will to protect her calf, you know, as an elk, she had been shot, and her will to protect her calf brought her back and had her hunt down the 4 that participated in the hunt. Just brilliant. And then at the end, there's kind of like a deal that is made, almost. Maybe that's the wrong word, but that really came together well. Between Denora and the she-elk, it was really well done. I keep saying that. I obviously need a thesaurus. But this book, I will probably read this again. I'll probably try and get the other members of my book club to read it. If anybody wants to know a book that's on the edge of horror with good scares and good suspense with a little bit of culture involved, then I will always recommend this. This is very good. And like I said, I'm going to read more of his books. If anybody has a thought or an opinion on which one I should go to next, please let me know. I welcome all comments. That's all I'm going to do for this video. Just a quick little review, as promised. Suggested by my daughter, who, by the way, thank you to those of you who are giving her support on her video of Warrior Cats, which just came out a couple of days ago. She was pretty nervous, and she's not going to show her face, which is fine. But I'm happy that she's getting some reactions, and she's really happy about it. But anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then go watch her video. It came out, I think, Monday. It's only 2 minutes of your day. Let's see. Congratulations to Tad of Tad Reads Books and Stuff. He got my trivia question right. I mean, there were people who knew who Dave Seville was, but what I was looking for was that David Seville, a singer from the 50s and 60s, is the Dave Seville from Alvin and the Chipmunks. So good job, Tad. I don't really have a trivia question for you today. Didn't really think about it, but an unpopular opinion. Oh boy. I don't. This might be an unpopular opinion to some people, but because of my close proximity to one, nurses are what make hospitals, doctors' offices, and medicine go smooth. They are the ones that comfort you and keep you safe. So the doctors are secondary. So thank you to everybody that has subscribed. Thank you to everyone that watches and views and comments. We're not doing this to get famous, but it's really great when we do have interaction. And I think I've already made a couple of really good friends reading this life, and Bart J. Gilbertson and Tad probably. I don't know how he views it, but I consider him a friend already. Dave Musson, obviously. And if I forgot anybody, please don't be offended. I'm on camera, and we all know how that goes. So, until next time, read more.